So here is the question. Next permutation. Uh, let's understand the question by example. If we let me write here. Let we have 1 2 3 and its permutation 1 3 2, then 2 1 3, then 2 3 1, 3 1 2, 3 3 2 1. So yes, these are the permutations of 1 2 3 elements. So this will be given in the array form. So what we have to check, that if we have given this array 1 2 3, then we have to return this, means next like if we have 19, so the next number is 20, so it's in that pattern. But the thing is, we only have these three, not like 4 5 6. We only have 1 2 and 3, these digits only, which are given in the array, input array, those digits only. So let us take an example. 1 2 3 6 5 5 4. Yes, let us assume this is an input array. So to calculate what is our thinking, what we will do, as we can see, if let me take an example as 19. So what we check is the last element greatest, means can we move further. For example, here if we have to get the next greater, what we will do, 1 is constant in both the cases, so rest of the elements which are greater, that will be the next element. So is 1 2 3 and 1 3 2, here 3 2 is greater. So in this example, how we'll proceed, like according to just our simple common sense, the next element is 1 2 4, and after 4 there will be 3 5 6. Yeah. So what we did, we saw that, yeah, 3 6 5 4, then yes, 6 5 4. If we take 6 5 4, we cannot create a more greater element than 6 5 4, because it's already, as we know that if we have to form a greatest number from a given digits, the greatest digit will be the decreasing order of that digits. Like example 1 2 3, 3 to 1 will be the greatest digits from 1 to 3. So what did we check? We check that 3 is the element which just comes, if we move from right to left, then we see 3 is the first element which is disturbing this order, decreasing order, means we have to change the 3. It's something like 39 39, and next will be 40. So as the just greater element than 3 was 4, so that's why 4 came here, and this will be the smallest. As in 19, 9 is yes, 19. So the just greater element than 1 is 2, so that's why it come 20, and 0 0 is for the minimum element. So consider like 3 9 39, and then it's 4, and the 4, and it's the minimum 40. Consider it like that. So what we did, we find an element which is disturbing this decreasing order, which was 3. So we will consider 3 as a pivot. And what we will do, we will swap that pivot with the just greater element than that pivot. Let me take one more example. Wait, just me explain. So what we did, 1 2, we just swap 3 6 5, and yeah. So now the question is how we will get this last output. So what we will do after doing this, we will swap swap this, or you can say we will do this in arrange this in increasing order, because it will be in decreasing order. So we will say if we do in increasing or swap means the same thing. So what we'll do, let's write down the steps. First step was find pivot, and how we find pivot. Pivot was the we can see if the left element is smaller than the right. The smaller left element, if we are moving from right to left. So in this case we are moving from right to left, the pivot is 3. This was step number 1. And the step number 2 was swap the pivot with the another element. So let me take one more example to explain this thing. For example, the example is 4 2 3 6 5 1. I'm taking one more example because you have a confusion if we have to swap this pivot with the rightmost element or with which element, because in this case you can see the pivot will be 3. We have just in this example only 4 and 1 have changed position, so pivot is 3. You will be thinking that if I swap 3 and 1, 3 and 1, but here in this position we didn't want 3 actually. We didn't want 1. We want, if we want the next greater element, it should be according to common sense 4 2 5 1 1 3 and 6, because in this case the next, or we can say just greater element than 3 is 5. So here will be 5. So here we have to swap it with the just greater element of the pivot in its RHS. So what we'll do, as we have found the pivot that is 3, so we have to find a element which is just greater than pivot in RHS. Just greater, yes. And then after that we will swap both the elements. Yes. Now the question is, here as we swapped, here in this case we swapped 3 and 4. So how to get this? What we'll do, we will reverse it, because it will be always in decreasing order. Here in this case, as we reverse, as we swap 4 2, here we will swap 3 with 5. So what we'll get, 5 6 3 1. As you can see, it's always in the decreasing order, so we have to reverse it. So reverse the array from pivot plus 1 position to n position. Yes. So let us write down the code. First let int equal to nums dot length. Yep. Now the first step was find the pivot. So pivot I less than, we are moving from right to left, so it will be in reverse order, I plus plus. Okay. So here we will check if we get an element, let's suppose I less than its right will be I plus 1. Yep. wait, let me write it 2 because I plus 1 will be n minus 1, so yep. And here what we will do, like in this case we were moving from right to left, we get 3 which was smaller than its right element. What we'll do, we will set that uh, index as pivot. So for that, just initialize int pivot equals -1. So here pivot will become I, and we will just break because there is no need for this loop now. Yes, and pivot becomes 1. In this case, okay, yes, this is completed. First step is completed, we found the pivot. But there is one more case. If the whole array is in reverse order, means 4 3 2 1, let's suppose this is given. Here pivot, we can't find pivot because there is no smaller element in the left side, all are in the right side. So pivot, so in actual there will be nothing greater than this because it is the largest of the combination of the digits. But in the question it's given that if it's 3 to 1, the it will go to back, reverse means it first. So what we'll do, we just reverse 1 2 3 4 will be the answer. So let's, if pivot is -1 means not change, what we'll do, we will reverse the whole array. Okay, so next step was, as we find the pivot, we have to find that element which was just greater. Like in this case it was 4, and in this case it was 5, which is just greater than the pivot. So here what we'll do, applying a for loop again, just here minus minus actually, because we are going from right to left. And yes, so in this case we are finding the just. So if nums of I is greater than pivot, as we just found that, what we'll do, we will swap, and after swapping we will break. Okay, yes, second step is also completed. So the third step is reverse the array from pivot. Yes, now what we have done, we have done this. Now what we have to do, as for 3 was the pivot, means second position, second index was the pivot, so we have to reverse 2 plus 1 means after second index we have to reverse the array. So here reverse the array from pivot plus 1. So for reverse we will do the 2-pointer approach. Let int left pointer equals 0, and right pointer will be n minus 1, and while loop, the left pointer should be less than right pointer, then int temp, let us nums left pointer, and then nums left pointer will become nums right pointer, and then nums right pointer will become temp. And after that yeah, we will increase the left pointer and decrease the right pointer. Okay, and here we, in this case we have to reverse the whole array, so just copy here. Yeah, in this case we don't have to swap the whole array, so the left pointer will start from pivot plus 1, and I think it's correct. Yep. And here we have to swap, pivot with this. So for swapping, let's create a temporary, and it's, and yes, one more thing here, pivot is index, so we have to compare its value. So in time equal nums pivot, and then nums of pivot will become the nums of I, and nums of I will become 10. And as we have to swap it only, so we don't have to do anything else. Yeah, is the code of swap, and as I think we have completed all the steps, let us run. Array out of bonds, okay, okay. Nums of I greater than nums of pivot. Oh, if and else, actually if the pivot is 1 we will do, and in the else case we will do all these things. So this should be enclosed in else bracket, otherwise it will always run. And in one case the pivot was -1, so yeah, I think everything was fine else. Yes. Submit it. Yeah, thank you.